Hello, welcome to episode 39 of the Islanders podcast. My name's James.
And my name is Daniel.
And my name's Yan.
Today we're going to talk about, Daniel.
Yes. Today we are going to talk about Hsinchu.
Okay.
What
Hsinchu
about it?
It's a city that has lots of names. Some people call it a city of wind, a city of semiconductor. However, among all these names, the most well-known and the notorious one should be the food desert. For all this year, the residents in Hsinchu have already given up the idea of finding Oasis in the desert. They have forgotten the beauty and joy of enjoying delicacies. They pleasantly eat tasteless combination of carbohydrates and protein for meals. They even worship the McDonald's and view it as the best restaurant in Hsinchu.
It is, though.
Yeah, kind of. As ridiculous as it may seem, yet it's a pathetic truth of Hsinchu. Though hopes are fading, a young man still holds strong beliefs. He believes that Hsinchu is now a desert, and he's trying to wake his people to follow him and take back the forgotten glory of the city. So he breathed the wailer and proceeds on the scolding song, proceeding in the burning heat of summer, search in every street and corner, shadows between narrow alleys. Whether were the despair and he devoured him first is still unknown, but now his adventure has suddenly begun.
Okay.
Yes.
So you're talking about your adventure in Hsinchu, right?
Yes, my adventure in Hsinchu.
What kind of a food adventure?
Yes, I want to liberate the food desert.
Yeah,
So it's like a food hunt in a
Yes.
so-called food desert. Yeah,
So we want to give the audiences a little bit of context, right? So we live in this city, Hsinchu, right?
Yes.
And we've been here for four years.
Yeah.
And we've been struggling to find good food around the city.
Yeah.
Right?
Yes.
And mostly what we eat daily is, it's not very good.
Not that good. Just barely can fit full.
Like
Yes.
even you decided to cook yourself in the fourth year of university, right?
Yes.
Yeah. So, but somehow you want to find the good food in Hsinchu, right?
Yes.
Yeah. So, in the next episode, we're gonna talk about your adventure specifically in Hsinchu. But in this episode, we want to see like
How bad
what
is
made
Hsinchu?
what
Yeah.
made this.
Yes. I want to introduce which city is Hsinchu like.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay.
So both three of us are not come from Hsinchu, but we're coming here as a student for 4 years. So
Yes.
like we're kind of like knowing this city a bit. So
We are 4 years old
introduce-
residents.
Yeah.
Yes. So now I want to talk about the modern Hsinchu.
Okay. So that's the Hsinchu that we know.
Yes.
Right now, currently.
Yeah. Correct.
Yes. So let me give you some simple objective facts.
Okay.
Okay, Hsinchu is a city of the size of 104 square kilometers, and it locates in the north part of Taiwan,
Okay.
and it's just a little bit south than Taipei. Okay.
South of Taipei. Yeah.
Yes, and it has 450,000 populations. So Hsinchu is really a small city in
Yeah.
Taiwan.
Quite small.
Yes.
Yeah.
But it plays an important role in Taiwan and even in the whole world.
So why it is so important in the role it's playing in Taiwan and even in the world?
I would say if Hsinchu suddenly disappear, the whole world could be shut down completely and fell into a serious crisis.
Yeah, definitely. I believe in that.
Actually,
Yes.
I heard on news that day that Hsinchu is the highest, money per capita.
Oh, really?
In Taiwan,
Really?
yeah,
In
even higher
Taiwan.
than Taipei. So
Yes.
we're one of the rich cities. And why is Hsinchu so rich?
Yeah.
Yes.
You may
Now,
ask.
we are going to talk about what makes Hsinchu so special.
Okay.
So let me talk about some positive features of Hsinchu. Hsinchu is a city well known for its semiconductor industry. Yes.
Yeah.
In Hsinchu we have the first and the largest science park in Taiwan,
Yes.
which specializing in manufacturing and design semiconductor and electronic industry.
Yeah.
So semiconductors are like, I think the basic components of ICs or any kind of like household appliances or just any kind of like computer chips or anything you can think about. It's like
Yes.
ICs. They have pins.
It's in our daily lives.
It's in our daily life. Anywhere, if you can find them in like cameras, like televisions, even in your fans or air conditioners, everywhere. They're everywhere, right?
So Hsinchu is even viewed as the Silicon
Yeah.
Valley in Taiwan,
Taiwan,
even in
yeah.
East Asia. Yes.
Yes. We are home to a big company called Taiwan Semiconductor Company.
Yeah, yeah.
Yes,
TSMC in
TSMC.
short.
Yeah.
And it is the chip manufacturer for Apple.
Apple.
Yeah, the sole supplier.
Yeah,
Yes, chip
I think they
supplier.
used to share it with Samsung.
Samsung,
but
yeah,
recently it's only from
They're the only
TSMC.
one. Yeah.
Yes. So many people thinking about if they have the chance to enter TSMC to work for them,
Yeah.
Yeah.
it feels like dream come true.
Yeah.
and-
For Taiwanese students, especially in engineering and
Yeah.
or like computer science or like everyone like study in engineering wants to get to TSMC for having a job, and the salary there is really really good.
Yes.
And also a lot of people buy their stocks, right?
Yeah,
Yeah,
I've heard my dad has a German friend. He also has stocks.
Oh, really?
of
Start with
TSMC.
It might be the
TSMC,
richest company in
Yeah,
Taiwan.
it's very
Taiwan.
good. Yeah.
and
Yes.
still growing. I think
Yes.
at this point. Yeah.
So
So I think besides TSMC, there are also a lot of various different, technology companies.
That's supporting
Yes.
supporting industries.
Also, a lot of
around
I think
them.
American manufacturers
Yeah,
in
yeah.
this realm. They also build a lot of factories here in Taiwan.
Yeah.
yes.
Mm-hmm.
So now we're going to talk about the population in Hsinchu.
Okay.
Because we have the biggest science park in Taiwan. So Hsinchu is a city that is filled with engineers,
Yeah.
Yeah.
and which are mainly produced by two prestigious universities, which are NTHU and NCTU
National Tsinghua University and
and Jiaotong University.
Yeah.
Yes, we are.
Studying in NTHU, Tsinghua University, with students there.
So maybe one day we will be
Maybe
engineers.
one of
Maybe.
engineers in the
Maybe.
science park. Yeah.
Yes. So we always talk about jokes about levers because the working in science park is very demanding and very exhausted.
Yeah.
So you will have to have a strong and healthy liver to support you.
Support you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes. And since we have so many engineers in Hsinchu, so the education level of Hsinchu people is highest.
It's crazily high, I would say. Yeah, I'm teaching, I'm like tutoring in Hsinchu for like 2 or 3 years. The students I've met, they have very good families, and
Yes.
their parents have well educated, and they're very very good at having their children's getting education resources.
Yes.
So, yeah, definitely.
Actually, one third of people in Hsinchu works in science park.
Science park. Yeah.
Yes.
Definitely, their educational level is really really high.
Yes. Also, Hsinchu is the youngest city in Taiwan.
Yeah. It's normally engineers or like younger that having higher educational level, they come to Hsinchu for having their job, or
Yes.
from Taipei, or mainly for go to Taipei or come to Hsinchu.
Yes.
So it's definitely the youngest.
And there's another
city in
thing
Taiwan.
I would like to share.
Uh-huh.
Hsinchu owns 9 of the wealthiest village in Taiwan.
Village.
Yes.
Uh-huh.
You may consider that
Community, maybe.
yes,
Not
community.
village. Yeah. I think.
Community.
Yeah, community. So, like I said, it's highest money per capita, in Taiwan. So,
Actually, before doing research, I will consider that Taipei may have the richest community in Taiwan.
Yeah. It's the capital, right?
yeah.
Yes.
But actually, it's in Hsinchu.
Yes. It's quite surprising.
Yeah. Huh.
So it seems that Hsinchu is a promising wonderland
Yeah.
that ensures prosperity and opportunity. But now we're going to talk about some bad features of Hsinchu.
The cons of Hsinchu.
Yes.
The living in Hsinchu. Yeah.
Okay. Do you want to start?
Okay. The number one is high commodity prices.
Definitely.
Yes. So, because it's also 9 of the richest communities are in Hsinchu, so the prices are comparable to the capital city.
Capital city.
Yes, even
So,
higher.
Yeah, for foreigners, maybe you can think of like an outlying city.
Yeah.
You know, it
The
has the same
suburb,
prices
same price
as the capital city. So that is a little bit crazy to think about.
It may cost you extra. It may cost you $10 more to have a meal.
It's not that cheap to live here.
You have to live harder.
Yeah.
Yes.
Even
And
for students, right?
yes, a struggle.
Yeah, struggle.
in Hsinchu. And the second is poor mass transportation systems.
Oh yeah, everyone
Yes.
suffered from this. Yeah,
I
definitely.
want to talk about this a little bit.
Yes.
So
Okay.
a bus that I take like every week, it comes every hour.
Whoa.
Every single
Every
hour,
single
and it's not a very like remote route or anything,
Yes.
but it comes every hour. So if you miss one, you have to wait
for
a
1
whole
hour.
And the driver drives like he's driving a race car.
Yes.
You know,
Crazy.
so once,
Like a roller coaster?
Once on the bus, I used my phone to test the G forces. When he was going through the corners and everything, and it was very crazy, you know.
Yeah. So how many G's? The numbers come.
I think it's 1 point something, 1.3,
Wow.
1.4 G's when you stand on a bus.
It's
and,
like-
and something like that. Yeah, so it's
maybe
horrible.
maybe they're training fighter.
It is horrible.
So I would say if you don't have a motorcycle or any vehicle in Hsinchu, you don't have legs.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
I also want to point out that Hsinchu is actually quite an old city.
Yes.
So it was here when the Japanese was here. So it was
Yeah.
built a long, long time ago. So
Yeah.
you were talking about it was the youngest city.
Yeah,
It's the youngest
also
city in demographics. Like the
Yes.
people are youngest, but the city is quite old.
Quite old.
Yes.
I think one of the oldest.
Yeah.
So some parts of the city are very old. So they have like small alleys and alleyways and badly
Yes.
designed roads.
Roads. Yeah.
So for the bus, it's horrible.
Yeah,
really,
yeah.
It's
The
really horrible.
downtown
yeah.
downtown area is really, really crazy. The traffic there is just not. It's so dangerous. I would say.
Yeah, it's a mess.
This is a mess. Yeah.
Traffic jam is just a common phenomenon in Hsinchu.
Yeah. The roads, the road there are designed for walking, not for any transportation.
Yeah, if we were to talk about the bad transportation of Hsinchu,
Yeah.
we could make a whole episode.
Yes.
So I think let's
Well,
continue.
let's continue on the next one.
Okay.
Yeah.
Let's talk about the weather of Hsinchu.
Mm-hmm.
Hsinchu is also known as the city of wind because in winters we have lethal winds that's really deadly.
Okay. Very.
It's like
very
a
heavy
seasonal,
wind, right?
seasonal.
Yes.
like weather. Yeah, I have to ride my motorcycle to get to my tutoring, the home of my tutoring students. So always I get on the bridge to get to city of Zhubei, and the wind and in the winter is so strong that my motorcycle is just. It just moves. It just,
Wow.
I move horizontally to the direction I was forwarding. So
Move to another land.
the wind is very crazy, and it's so cold when the winters come.
It's piercing cold.
It's piercing cold, and it's on the river, so you can imagine that it is really cold and wind is really, really, really strong, and actually it's very, very dangerous, I would say, and. At some the peak time, the traffic is also very crazy. So yeah, the wind is not very good for a safety driver. Yeah.
Yes.
So in Hsinchu we have rice noodles, right? Rice noodles are
Yes.
very famous. I think famous
Food,
souvenir
traditional
of
food.
Hsinchu,
Yeah.
And because it's mainly because of the wind. So with the heavy
Yes.
wind, they can dry the rice noodles in winter.
So I would say the wind in Hsinchu is a disaster, but also a gift.
It's a blessing and a
Yes.
disaster.
Together.
Blessing.
Okay.
And now let's talk about entertainment in Hsinchu.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. Nothing to talk about.
Yeah. Let's skip to the
Let's
next
continue
one.
to the next one because we have no entertainment,
here.
in Hsinchu completely.
Actually, the only entertainment we have in Hsinchu is shopping.
Shopping.
We have a big shopping mall
Yeah.
in the city center.
That's really
And
big.
Every day it is crowded with people.
Every day.
And children. A lot of children.
Yeah.
So if you go there, it's always noisy. It's just a big shopping mall. And besides the shopping mall, then we have Costco.
Yes.
So like if Costco is the funnest place in your city, then there is something really wrong with your city right now.
Yeah. It's like people in Hsinchu, they have nowhere to go. They can only get to the shopping malls. Yeah.
Yeah.
Because they are too rich.
Because they are too rich to spend their money.
They have nowhere to spend their money.
If you ask anyone on the road, if you ask them when do they go in the weekends, definitely the shopping mall or Costco.
Actually, my favorite place to go in Hsinchu is Taipei. So yeah,
to leave the city. Yeah, the best,
So it's
best
really
choice.
it's a very boring city. Okay.
Actually, it's much more convenient to travel to Taipei than to
definitely,
downtown.
Yeah.
It takes the same time for me to take a bus from here to downtown,
To downtown, yeah.
than from here to Taipei.
Yeah.
Same
So
time.
that's silly. Yeah, that's definitely silly.
So if you have time, make sure you visit the Holy Land of entertainment in Hsinchu, which is big city.
yeah, the shopping mall. The shopping mall.
I can take you around touring Costco.
Okay.
Yeah.
So the last one and the most important one,
Okay.
Hsinchu is a food desert.
Uh-huh.
Hsinchu is the only delicacy that was boasting for is meatball soup
Meatball soup.
and rice noodle.
Uh-huh.
Yes.
So I talked about rice noodle, right? It's made in winter with the wind and all that. Yeah. And meatball. Yeah, we have a lot of meatballs.
Famous for meatballs. Yeah, actually, it's quite good, I would say. But mainly the meatballs, I buy some and get to my house and get to my kitchen and
Now the
just cook
thing is,
myself.
with meatballs, it doesn't require a lot of
a
skill.
lot of skills. Yeah,
Yes.
It doesn't take a lot to mess up, you know.
it's hard to
It's hard to
put.
mess up. Yeah.
Yeah.
So nothing, not quite much to boast about.
Yeah, for
Hsinchu,
Taiwanese people, we have kind of like a culture of getting delis from the deli shops and from day to day. Even we want to have lunch. We seldom go to restaurants. I would say most people just go to deli shops or some like food shops on the street. Yeah, so we go. It's very convenient. Every part in Taiwan, but only Hsinchu. You're very convenient of getting food, but
the quality.
they're not good.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, so basically the whole city has really bad food, but
Yeah.
especially near the university area
yeah.
where there are the
Yes.
most restaurants for a lot of students. We need food, right?
Yeah.
So there's
Needs
a
to
lot
be
of
feed.
restaurants near the university, but
Yeah.
they're all horrible. They're terrible.
Yes. I want to share some of my experience.
Okay.
Yeah, okay. I want to share mine first.
Okay, go
so I
first.
have one very horrible restaurant near our school.
Yeah.
It sells dumplings. And it's horrible. It's inedible. You know, I don't know why people go there at all. And I think I learned to appreciate McDonald's in Hsinchu and 7-Eleven, really, you know.
Yeah. The convenience store.
Yeah. And then there's one very strange phenomenon in Hsinchu also is that
Yes.
the good ones always close after some time.
Yeah.
Yes.
So the better ones that we think, oh, this is edible, and then closes
so
3 months later.
Yeah.
So
Spy.
my theory is actually that the people in Hsinchu, residents of Hsinchu, actually don't know what good food is.
Yeah. Definitely. Yeah.
Maybe.
What's your thought on that, Daniel?
Well, maybe Leo
I
Tong.
think they're like the slave of bad food. They're so go to bad food. They're so get used to them, so they won't have any. They don't be angry on the food quality in Hsinchu. So like we come from other cities, we come to here to Hsinchu and find that Hsinchu there's dumb shit everywhere, and people in Hsinchu, they just can't find out that.
Like I said in the opening, they just eat a combination of tasteless carbohydrate and proteins for meal.
It is tasteless. It's tasteless. Yeah, that's my experience. One of my experiences. That's so bad in our restaurant in our school. I have a spaghetti. You know what is spaghetti?
I know that one.
Yeah, that was a spaghetti. It tastes like grass. I say it tastes like grass. It's tasteless, and every noodles are not cooked at all. They're this is so disgusting to have that meal. Yeah.
My experience I had I like to eat steamed tofu, and I find a restaurant near our campus. So I visited them. I visited it, and the soup of the steamed tofu is nearly tasteless. Supposedly it should be very spicy, but it just the soup of this restaurant.
There should be some flavors there.
Yes.
There should be.
The soup in this restaurant is simply a little bit salted. That's
And
terrible.
the worst thing is that it's not even cheap.
Yeah.
Yes.
It's not even
The same
cheap.
price. I think it's the same price as Taipei, the capital city.
So
You may expect that it's quite expensive, so the quality should be also quite high.
Yeah.
the quality should be average.
Yes.
But it's not even average.
Yeah. So,
Yeah.
So bad.
Okay. So Do you have any tragic stories? Any more tragic stories?
And I would say, even the chain stores the quality of chain stores in Hsinchu is also
they drops. Yeah,
Yes, they drops.
They kind of like getting into the mist of bad food, and they drops their qualities there. I think the standards just decrease. They just fall down.
It seems that the Hsinchu is being cursed by some
Mystical
force.
curse. Yeah.
Yes. So you may wonder, when did Hsinchu become food desert?
Okay.
So you want to tell us the history of why Hsinchu became a food desert?
So I think it should not be that bad in old days. Yeah, because they have meatballs or like rice noodles at that time. But like in modern Hsinchu, the food quality just explodes, it drops. Yeah.
So now I'm going to talk about the history of Hsinchu.
Okay.
You may consider Hsinchu as a city without profound history or culture.
Yeah, a little kind of more modern. Yeah.
Yes, maybe you may consider Hsinchu is a city only has the science park. But that's far from the truth.
Yeah, like I said, it was occupied by the Japanese. I think it was built by the Japanese.
Yeah.
So it was a long time ago.
Yes.
Yeah.
Actually, Hsinchu was the political and cultural center of North Taiwan in early 18th century. The ancient name of Hsinchu was the city of bamboo, because all the immigrants built the city wall with bamboo. So what's remarkable about ancient Hsinchu is that we have the largest Chenghuang temple in Hsinchu.
Okay. Yes.
Because in ancient China, only the major city have Chenghuang temple, and the temple in Hsinchu has the highest rank.
So you want to explain what Chenghuang is, what kind of god it is?
To simply put, is a god of city.
City guardian.
Yeah, city guardian.
Yeah.
And it also rules the underworld.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So
you have the biggest, a very big temple in the city center, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
So this indicates that Hsinchu was a very important city in ancient Taiwan.
Yeah. In old times.
In
right?
old time.
Yeah.
And Hsinchu is also the hometown of the because in ancient China, the most important events in most intellectuals' life are attending imperial examinations.
It's like examination for like government jobs.
Yes.
Yeah, so the emperor will hold a test for everybody to attend.
That's it. Yeah.
And then some people from every place, because China is so big.
Yeah.
So people from all over the place, they go to
It was the only.
they have a test in their own city,
Yeah.
and then after they do that, they go to Beijing, and then they take
the
biggest
second
test,
stage and the third stage of tests,
and then they will end up in a job in Beijing City.
Yes.
Yeah. So that was how bureaucracy worked in ancient China. Yeah. So like you said, Taiwan was the first. In Hsinchu, they was the first people who actually aced the exam, right?
Yes.
Yeah, and they became like very influential and rich families
in Taiwan.
Yeah.
So Hsinchu was also the education center of Taiwan, North Taiwan.
Yes.
So now you make quite babbling about, since Hsinchu was
Like such an important city, historical city, it's got to have good food.
Yes.
Like historical cities in Europe, they have like lots of like food festivals.
and they have
or
their
anything.
traditions. They should
They
have some
traditional
traditions.
food, and all we have is meatballs.
Yeah.
It's like we're Sweden or something.
yes.
Yeah. So please.
So
continue.
now I'm going to propose some possible causes of the food desert.
Okay.
Yes.
So cause one here.
Yes, my cause one is because Hsinchu has vast number of immigrants from other counties. Yes.
So why do those immigrants from other counties that lowers the average food quality in Hsinchu?
After the science park established in Hsinchu, lots of people moved from their hometown to Hsinchu to work in the science park. But they all have different taste preference. Yes, for example, people from South Taiwan prefer sweeter taste. But they cannot live without sugars.
Okay.
While people from Central Taiwan favor spicy food. So the meal can be complete without their feel below spicy sauce.
So it's like the taste from everywhere just mixed and become
Yeah.
a soup of nothing.
Yes, so Hsinchu failed to fulfill their taste. So these immigrants, these engineers from other county just view Hsinchu as a food desert.
Yeah, but I don't think this is the case.
Yes.
I have a counterpoint. Okay.
Okay.
So look at New York City. Okay.
Okay.
So New York City has immigrants all over the place, all over the world. Actually.
Yeah.
So they have Jewish dishes, they have Italian dishes, Middle Eastern dishes, everything, and it's really good.
Yeah. You can find
I assume
any
it's
genre.
really good. I think it's really good.
Wow.
But like Taiwan is so small, so how can this be the case?
Yeah.
So I don't think this is the case.
So I have a cause number 2.
Okay.
Okay.
The high commodity price results from the high incomes of engineers. Because of food sold in Hsinchu is too expensive.
Yes.
Normally, if you spend so many money on a product, you expect it
Higher
has
quality.
Higher quality.
Yeah.
But in Hsinchu, it doesn't work. This rule, this expectation doesn't work.
So why did that happen? Why did that make the case?
Well,
I think if you pay more on foods, the food makers should pay more on their materials of making food. So it should be better if your materials of food are better qualities.
I think it's because like the engineers after they go after work, they are very hungry.
They are
and
too
they
exhausting.
don't really care like what they eat.
What they eat, yeah.
And they're also very rich, wealthy. So
Yeah.
I think the food stands they charge a high price and then just give them normal, mediocre food.
So it's like the
I think
greedy.
that is
Some
great.
of the greedy, the food makers that affect all the culture
quality
qualities
here in
of
Taiwan.
the
And then
average fruit.
Over time, I think the engineers
Yeah.
get used to the taste,
Yeah,
and so I think that is the reason why.
yeah. They're not so picky. If you have worked for 8 hours, and you won't be picky on your food. You just grab something to eat and go to sleep.
I just want to have some carbohydrates.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, it's possible.
And I have next causes. Next cause. Since most people live in X district, while the most good foods are in the downtown, which is in the North district.
Okay.
Yes.
So if people only stay in the East district, they don't just have a chance to experience this delicacy in downtown.
Now I have a counterpoint for this one,
Okay.
because I've been to the North District. This isn't necessarily like a whole world better than the East District.
But the restaurant near Chenhuang Temple is quite good.
Yes, slightly better. Slightly better.
But comparing to the average food quality in the whole Taiwan
Slightly better, but still below average.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. And do you have any other causes? Because
Yes.
so far I think Hsinchu is just hopeless in the food department.
Yeah.
And I have a cause number 4.
Okay.
I think the residents in Hsinchu just has low local recognition. Have local, yes. And since employees in Hsinchu are mostly from other counties, so they may only view Hsinchu as a working place. They don't want to exploit. They just I work here, whatever.
Now they don't have time to explore
explore.
Hsinchu.
Yes, that's also true.
Yeah, that's also true. So
Yeah.
I think
So when they have
Really sad.
when they are off duty, they just go back to their hometown. Normally they will stay in Hsinchu.
Yeah, the work cycle is going to work, and after going to work, go back to the dormitory, sleep, and then go back to work again.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, there's
So-
no any space of their having their life there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So Hsinchu as a city sucks the soul out of you,
Yeah. Yeah.
and yeah.
Yeah.
So my last cause is that Hsinchu is a highly unbalanced. The industry development in Hsinchu is highly unbalanced because I think that Hsinchu spends all the skill points on the science park
Yeah.
So spend all its resources on
Yes.
the science
Yeah, yeah,
park,
so-
and then
and the whole
so
city.
there's no money
And
left to
skewed,
build
yeah.
the food.
Yes.
Yeah. To build a food stall. And
I would say the rest part of Hsinchu feels like an attachment of the science park.
Yeah.
Yes.
Like for me, I go to James Point that people in Hsinchu are engineers in science park are so tired for having a good life quality, so they don't care about the food qualities here. And some of the greedy food makers, not all of them are that greedy, but some of the bad
not all
makers,
of them greedy, but all of them are bad.
So not their fault, but also their fault.
Yeah, I would say it's 100% their fault. So that's enough time we have for today. Be sure to listen on Saturday also for the next episode. We're going to talk about how Daniel found a map of Hsinchu. A map of good food of Hsinchu. I don't even know what this is. I think it's just a blank book. I think it's a notebook, and then he's
you can write something
us
on it.
But we're going to see you on Saturday. So remember to tune in on Saturday and follow us on all the social media and all that good stuff. Okay, so we'll see you.
See you. Bye.
Yeah, on Saturday. Bye.